And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will finally be starting Hildibrand for Endwalker. So without further ado, if you like what you see at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bell, and let me know what you like. So let's get started. The excitable youth is here. The last time we saw him was in Kugane. Let's see what's up. The Sleeping Gentleman. The pungent lava fowl can scarcely conceal his excitement. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment. A connection. Not like the one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. The creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashi to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years. Frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my own name. Oh, both of these are good. Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest stream. Fair point about the cheese sink, though. Oh, yeah, true to form. True to form, lots of laughter. But enough about me. Hello, Autumn. Thank you for walking in front of the screen. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up. But then, huzzah, I found her here in Radzatan. Really? Normally I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent invisible guardian, but she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. Would that really be a bad thing? Yes, hello. But what say you? Will you deliver my dearest Nashu from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt, slaving over an alembic. And with that, I'll get back to cheering on from the shadow, her on from the shadows. You two, I guess. Now go, quickly, save my beloved. Well, since the, retainer is finished, I may as well get them. They're right out of the gate with laugh. And that should do it. Now to take this medicine and... Poor Myrokos. It feels like it's been forever, though definitely less than a year, I'm sure. what brings you to Razatan? Enjoying a spot of adventuring, perhaps? Your Lalafell stalker is still in love with you, and he told me that Inspector Hildibrand is here and in coma. Then you've heard it's true. Inspector Hildibrand's gone into hibernation again, and, wait, you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So back on the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with dew prism and forced to whisk us all far away? How that strange rift opened up, which the inspector got sucked up into, and how I followed him in after that. I miss Greg. Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place, couldn't tell up from down, left from right, and so we wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained that we were in the interspectorial rift, and then used the same trick to bring us home. Okay. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Something about a score he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Why did he have to stay behind in the rift? Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that Inspector Hildibrand hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs his beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time and we've got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shakshuk concern. That is, you remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Got sucked into the rift along with us, former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you get to know him. Oh no, it's Jubraka. Chupacabra. Nice. Pleased I am to meet you once more and under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jubraka, chairman of the Sajatra concern. No, I remember you. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? I pray you forgive me my poor joke and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters know how long, sisters only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I have operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I have made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildibrand awakened and returned to full health. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. Oh no, what are you up to? Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? Ah, but that's right, I just finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes for this new recipe. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Manderville man himself. Medicine might not do us any good. Ooh, which one do I pick? One or two? Medicine might not do us any good. Really? Well, you've seen all kinds of amazing things in your travels, so maybe you'll be able to tell what's wrong with the inspector if you get a look at him yourself. He's resting in a room up in coma. Let's go. Yeah, I've got why do I have a feeling that the medicine's not gonna work? The girl's a friend of yours, is she? She's welcome to stay as long as she likes. I do hope her friend recovers soon, though. Sleeping on the floor hasn't been good for my back. Ooh. Okay. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taken care of everything. You've been paid the rent in full. Ah, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector. Yes? Study the sleeping Inspector Hildibrand. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a section and examine it in more detail with the left mouse clicker button. Okay. I don't know why I went with this. The exquisite buckles of these stylish footwear are a design unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the market. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only on the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troublingly, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. Rugged features belie what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. Yeah, medicine isn't going to work. And she's fallen asleep. Of course she has. It wouldn't be Hildibrand if Nashi didn't fall asleep. Oh, finished already? Yep. Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? Well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal. I suspect he may have been summoned to another reflection. I see. I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? Return his soul to his body, but where did it go and what is it doing there? Probably went to the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do. I think it's gone to another world, wholly unlike ours, but still slightly like ours, a world of contrasts. I see. Right. So you can go there? Mm-hmm. Great. In that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you've arrived in this otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue and chat with the people there. That's standard Agent of Inquiry protocol. Oh, and Adventurer protocol too. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildibrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep or having forgotten a thing or two. But not to worry, I've prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. Ah, the traditional medicine, yes. Nashu's Delights. When in doubt, use Nashu's Delights to blow the cobwebs right out. The inspector will thank you after, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman's sense tells me that's not why you're here. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? Burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. He was wearing a tattered suit, most like. Burly wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Yeah. Yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. Really? I didn't see. Jot, come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. Hey, Jot. That's so? Make it quick. This ale isn't going to drink itself. Hello. Oh, if it ain't Myrokos, what brings you back to our neck of the woods? Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first, I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the spirit Watsets, but no, he just stood there striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could tell. Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, ghost," and sent him packing. Oh dear. Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a chirurgeon? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Okay. Could it be the Warrior of Darkness? Oh, hey. Yeah, Taylor. Taylor. However you pronounce his name. I thought that would be your voice, but I was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We've little in the ways of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's not caused any harm if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction. That is, nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Unfortunately. Not quite, Vonard. Myrokos has come back to track down a missing friend. Your miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. I wouldn't call him friend, per se, but I too happen to be looking for a man prone to posing. If the man you're looking for might be the same, might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. It would be an honor and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join us in Solemn. When you finish here, we'll solve this mystery in no time. You always kept interesting company, that's for sure. I don't know if it would be better or worse if this poser is your friend, but I wish you the best of luck. The other hunters aren't have bad at killing stuff, but we need to work on their drinking habits. Who drinks wine with dinner? Okay, so nothing new from her. Oh, that fellow. I saw him the other day on the way home from Clearmelt. I'd enjoyed one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home. Then I felt the gentle tug at my arm, and wouldn't you believe it, the odd-looking man led me out of the forest and set me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply, just struck a pose and walked off. Oh, remember when we sat here and waited and waited and waited that one time? Did I see him? You bet I did. I was crossing through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the Ostal Imperative. Out of nowhere, this odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. Huh. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was picking up mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but when he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forest, and that I should be, but he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forest and that I should be wary. Contrary to appearances, I'd say he was actually quite gentlemanly. Yep. Found him. To be honest, I'm not sure what to make of all this. Finished questioning the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? Not only has the poser caused no harm, he's even helped people. So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say, but there's no reason to doubt what we heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the Forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? And that's where we'll look next. Hey, little girl, how's it going? Yes, Hildibrand. Right, then that's where we'll look next, shall we? Okay. On the other hand, some folks might argue a suspicious gentleman is more dangerous than a man, more blatant in his villainy. This gentlemanliness could well be a ruse to mask all kinds of evil intentions. Not really. Well, here we are, but how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the warrior of darkness. Show us what you got in mind, and we'll back you up to the best of our ability. Oh, prefer the Mandeville Mambo. Ooh. Mambo. Let's do the Mambo. If we're gonna embarrass ourselves, let's do it proper. Wow, we must have been doing it for quite a while. Hark, what familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? Oh dear. Not the geisha mask. Oh dear. Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. Oh no. On your guard, it's a Sin Eater. No, wait, that's no Sin Eater. It's Hildibrand, it's the Gentleman of Light. It's Hildibrand. Hildibrand? Who is this Hildibrand of whom you speak? I am the Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinaire. Oh dear. You're not a Sin Eater, you're Hildibrand, the Gentleman Inspector. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a Gentleman Inspector. Inspector, Sin Eater, Inspector, Sin Eater. You're acquainted with this, sir, gentlemen? Unfortunately. Right then, clearly your friend has been through a lot, but still, how did he get it in his head that he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? Oh, there's one. Explosives? We're trying to save him, right? Oh, we'll be saving him. Volleyball? What's going on here? Yep, this is volleyball. Yep. Now he looks more like himself. Wicked White. We've killed him. No, we haven't. I say, Myrokos, I had resigned myself to Nashu's gentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend? Well, I tried talking you through it, but you wouldn't listen. But never mind that, I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectoral Rift. Oh, we were all of us getting an echo vision. I don't think he appeared in my run through the dungeon, though. But oh well, maybe I didn't see him. Where am I? Who am I? There's Jot. Wait a minute, Jot has her helmet on. She shouldn't have her helmet. That sickening light, that aggressive posturing, I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't you? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. So I guess coming partially formed somehow became fully formed? Oh dear. Run for your lives! It's a thin eater! Uh-oh. Oh, sin eater? I'll be damned, I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a sin eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we, and why is it so purple? The first? The first what? Are you telling me we've somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Yes. Good gods, I think, to think that I've transcended the very boundaries of time and space, but worry not, my adoring fans. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, will return to you forthwith. Explosions, dwarven deckings. Is there nothing this man can't withstand? I can't help but feel this is not what the Echo was intended for. Yeah. A soulful reunion. Hildibrand is back and full of spectral beings. While I've enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first, that I can remember, we should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? Yes, unfortunately. Restore my soul with a spirit vessel. Say no more, your cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It is not unlike brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means that our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. We require the services of Backlog. I know a soul sommelier named Backlog. Splendid. I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let us pay this Backlog a visit. I'm not sure what you're plotting to do with souls, but if you require Backlog's assistance, we can help. Aye, they've aided us time and again, and I reckon they'd do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity. So we had a volleyball scene. What other antics will they have us up to? Yeah, I miss, I miss the Crystarium. It's always good to be back. If you were intending to offer compensation, if you were intending to offer compensation for my assistance, that will not be necessary. To have played a part in delivering the light of hope to the void was fitting payment in itself. Oh, okay. Well, now I have to run back and, there they are. Completely ran past them. Though I am eager to return home, I will miss this strange world. Perhaps we can visit it again someday. Surely there are cases here that require my preeminent powers of deduction. Seeing as he's a friend of the Warrior of Darkness himself, I should have known, but this Hildibrand is no ordinary man. No, he isn't. If you're ready, I'll call for backlog. Or will you just run up to them? The Genius Soul Sommelier. You come highly recommended by Myrokos, and what an adorable little puppy you have. So, what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but there seems to be some confuse... Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Myrokos? I've half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. But I presume he's a friend of yours and one in need, no less? Yep. What? Another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do it the last time? Yet you waltz in here and ask me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat. His case is no different from the others, at least. His presence, he is present only in soul as they were. We'll need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a epoxy on hand. We've been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into sinews, but I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before, the process can place a great strain on one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there is a chance his will not survive. That is the very that his very essence will be rent asunder. That's a risk I'm willing to take. After what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. Haha, Myrokos knows me all too well. I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog, you needn't worry for Hildibrand, Hild, or Maximilian Manderville. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried, and they have. Come along then, Hildy. I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me to the soul siphon, and I shall hop right in it. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. You will be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need do is take his spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his soul and memories intact. If there's nothing else, Vonard and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Myrokos, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again, rest assured that Taylor and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. Okay, deliver the gentleman. Let's see if there's any other dialogue. Now that we've done that. I'm just curious because sometimes there's dialogue. Nope. Dang. No other dialogue. So, back to Razatan. What? His body's missing. What's going on? I swear we only left him alone for a moment. It's not possible. You're back, and not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. A brightly glowing spirit vessel that currently houses the resolute spirit of Inspector Hildibrand. Should I be giving this to her, though? The Inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The Inspector's body has gone missing. Yeah, I saw that. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double-checked that every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We've got a case on our hands, the case of the evaporating Inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come on, let's start looking for witnesses. Was anything else stolen? Oh, this is so distressing. You wouldn't know where Hero's body went. Did I see anyone get carried out of that house, you ask? I was too distracted with stock taking to make any note, to make note of any comings or goings. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I didn't see anyone carry a person out of that house, no. But I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack, so heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. Dubious individual. Yes, this is a most distressing situation indeed. Ah, there you are. This man says he has vital information that will help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Delion, editor-in-chief of the Thavnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me the news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident, but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. They come from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world, our society, our buildings, our very bodies. But there's no life on other planets. Like the last life. Well, maybe there are a few dragons out there, but like all life in the universe is dead, isn't it? Like that was the whole point of the end of the 6.0 MXQ. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be, you protest. Oh, but it could, and it is. Your dear friend, the Inspector, has been abducted by aliens. Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better, you poor deluded child, that they do. But to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world. What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Charlans are in league with our would-be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The final days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. Okay, this is complete bullshit. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions, but it would seem events have only emboldened them. If they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Razatan, even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in their base on the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. But I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. The Loporits kidnapped him? Why? Why would they do that? Oh no, that sounded awful. We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once. I think he was a few materials short of a full meld. At least you got the floppy ears part right. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not them, then who's probing him? A man carrying a suspiciously large sack? That sounds promising. Maybe someone else can tell us more. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. Now she will be accompanying you. Ooh, dialogue circle. Or where? Nope, circle. Pariga and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts too, longer than anyone I've ever met in Eorzea. Okay. I spy a lookout point. The man with the sack, indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Alzadal's path, then went over to the fountain, where he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. Can I jump out? Yay! Okay. Ooh. Whoa, that took a good chunk of my health. It's incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. A man with a large sack? Ha! You bet I saw him. In fact, I saw it in my chocobo. At first I told him to get lost, that Bert and I go way back and so forth, but he was in a hurry and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get sentimental, and now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was muttering something about having to get to Saltwind's Welcome in a hurry, probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Myrokos? We need to head to Saltwind's Welcome right away. If you want to catch your man, you should look for him at Saltwind's Welcome. I can't imagine he's moved on that quickly unless he rode my bird to death. He did seem to be in a rush, but surely he wouldn't have done such a terrible thing. Well, if you wanted to be certain that he didn't, you probably shouldn't have sold him your chocobo. And it's a downpour. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, peeled in the rain. Because what could go wrong? Over there, that man is definitely up to no good. Well, we are near Akiali. Oop, a sack. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. Oh, it's him. Ah, Mr. Chupacabra. But he expressly told us that he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payment as promised. My client will be most pleased. What? Wait a minute. Didn't we kill him? Or break him up to bits? In the Tower of Babel? Oh no, is he going to feed the inspectors of that giant sea monster? It is an honor and a pleasure as always, Dr. Luge. I thought I recognized him. I have faith that this specimen will meet with your satisfaction. So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Manderville man? None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalamud himself and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never wake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Whee! Even the mightiest of warriors can't fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body, mine to command, I will exact a bloody, glorious revenge. Pray forgive my boldness, Dr. Luge. But when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not, with the Telefari gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve to never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. Comeuppance becoming. No, not you, not now. Bah, I must away. Wait, Dr. Lude, my payment. Wake up, Inspector. I better get that crystal. I better get that back, you know. Could it be that the world's no longer purple? Stop moving, damn you. You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Of course, there's a button. Mommy! Oh no. Hey, Adam, what is it? Not again! No! Uh-huh. Well done. I say that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. What? Where are all these items coming from? We're on the beach. But wait, Inspector. Oh dear. I knew it. An alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Thavnerian Truth shall be the best one yet. And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went. And then came back and then floated off again. But more importantly, do I get that soul siphon shard back? Because I think Grahatia will be very cross with me if I lose it. I know it's not the first time he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. So there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Razatan. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again? And where have you gone? No, this will not do. Get it together, Nashi. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant Nashi will solve the mystery of your disappearance again. And don't you worry, Myrokos. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum. Huh. Well, that was part one. Might as well keep going. Lunar conspiracy. Nashimaka Raka awaits your approach like a butterfly poised to set off a hurricane. Myrokos, I have a new lead, and just as I promised, you're the first to know. Before we get into the details, though, I should give you back your soul container. Okay, thank goodness. I give it a good scrub first, of course. Being the gentleman that he is, I'm sure the inspector wouldn't want to leave any lingering spiritual odors. There, now you can listen to my findings without having distracting thoughts like, when is Nasher going to give me back my soul container? Now, as for the lead I mentioned, I was thumbing through a periodical and found an article on alien abduction. The way it was described was almost exactly what happened to the inspector. It even had a little diagram of a man swimming in midair. Anyway, the author seemed convinced that the victim had been taken to the moon. This crackpot theory sounds awfully familiar. Why does this sound like the rubbish that the Avenue in Truth publishes? That's because it is. You remember Dorian, the editor-in-brief. Editor-in-briefs. He was the one who wrote it. And he plans on doing research for the next edition on the moon itself. Apparently there's a portal or something in Garlemald that will take you straight there. Or I can teleport straight to the moon. Oh, but a world-hopping adventurer like yourself, like you, must have been to the moon already. Know it like the back of your hand, I bet. Yep. I thought so. It'll be nice to have an expert guide up there to help me search for clues. What say you? To the moon! Nashu, we shouldn't be so quick to trust the nonsensical ramblings of a man who sees aliens in every shadow. To the moon. I like that one better. Right, I'll stop packing my bags. I don't know what the weather is like on the moon, but I remember Garlemald being a bit chilly the last time I was there. Oh, it's much colder than I remembered. I sure hope the lunar gate is close. It's a bit of a walk. The Tower of Babel? You mean that big spiky spire? Yep. Well, we definitely shouldn't get lost on the way there. Let's get moving. Would that I could just teleport to the moon and get on with it, but probably better to make certain Nashi doesn't get killed by match attack. So, this thing will send us up to the moon, just like that. Courage, Nashu. It's nothing, really. world is in grave danger and the people deserve to know. I have to reach the moon so I can expose the truth. As I have explained to you twice already, I can only allow passage to authorized travelers, which you are not. Ah, you're with them, aren't you? The aliens have infiltrated every layer of our society. No, they haven't. You're just being a jerk. What in blazes are you talking about? I'm Dalmascan, born and raised. Oh, look, it's Dorian, the editor in briefs. That's Dalian, editor-in-chief. Thank you very much, and you are friends of the abducted, I believe. Myrokos, greetings. Are you acquainted with this man by any chance? He exposited in my direction once. No, nor am I affiliated with him in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't think so. He doesn't seem the kind to keep kind of company a hero like you would keep. But Myrokos, aren't you forgetting that whole conversation we had with Dorian back in Razatan? Myrokos? As in Myrokos Tias, Slayer of Gods, Savior of Ishgard, Liberator of the Provinces, Stealer of Pants? Wait, Stealer of Pants? When did that happen? How did I fail to recognize such an unbelievably famous individual? As a champion of the people, you have a duty to lead us through this fact-strangling checkpoint. We cannot let your comrade's abduction go unsolved. He needs you, and the world needs my next article. And you believe he was taken to the moon? Yeah. Well, that certainly sounds like an emergency to me. Your acquaintance here seems sincere in his desire to help, so I will grant him special dispensation to accompany you just this once. You may proceed to the Nethergate. Mysterious forces have thrust us together, and though I trust the fates about as much as I trust that obviously compromised gate guard, I will leave no moonstone unturned. The truth is up there. Is this it? Are we here? What was your first clue? Oh, the moon is just as white and shiny up close, but not made of cheese, and no sign of Inspector Hildibrand either. So we've already arrived. The Empire's technology is more advanced than I feared. Over there, the aliens have built some kind of forward base on the lunar surface. We must sneak in and blow the lid on their invasion plans. That's the Watcher's Palace. Looks like Dorian has a lead. Come on, we should follow him. Must we? Well, I guess we must to spare the Watcher from being pestered. Aliens! Honest to God, aliens! I never expected them to be so tall, or small and bunny-like. Welcome! If I had known I was receiving so many visitors, I would have sent for more tea. That voice speaking inside my head. I don't know the words, but their meaning is clear. Are they wielding psychic powers to try to brainwash me? Oh my goodness, this guy. You all right there, friend? Need help with anything in particular? and this one speaks our tongue fluently. Learned it from your Charlene collaborators, I'll wager. Don't think you'll fool me, Wood, with your adorable bunny nose and silken ears. I'll print the truth before you arrive to beguile my fellow men. You're one of Oriange's friends, aren't you? I'm not sure who or what put such odd ideas into your companion's head, but would you mind setting him straight for me? The leopards are not alien invaders, although their adorableness does belie their capacity for shenanigans. The leopards are allies of mankind, misguided attempts to make us live off carrots notwithstanding. They got to you too, didn't they? Oh my goodness. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I've heard the rumors about the disbanded Scions of the Seventh Dawn. The formerly secret society has in truth become all the more secret that they may pull our leaders' strings from the shadows. Not this again. Hold it right there, mister. I won't stand here and listen to you slander Myrokos or this lovely bunny any longer. You better not libel them neither. We actually came in search of Inspector Hildibrand, a dashing gentleman who we think was brought here by a shiny flying saucer. You wouldn't happen to have seen either of them around here, would you? I am afraid I have seen neither. Long was it my duty to keep watch, but as the need for constant vigilance has ended, I have grown accustomed to idleness. It's rather refreshing, really. Anyway, perhaps the leopards may have observed this man or his abductor. I feel I would have remembered if I had. The others might have seen something, though. Why don't I take you over to Bestway Burrow, and you can ask them about it yourself? That sounds like a wonderful idea. Please lead the way. If nothing else, getting an eyeful of the facilities we built for the benefit of mankind should help assure your suspicious friend there. Good God. I knew it. Seeing the burrow in all its magnificence has left your friend speechless. So many bunnies! If they can build a forward base on this scale, then what hope does mankind have against them? Oh, for the love of carrots, this is not a military operation. Do you see any cannons or assault craft? We haven't any weaponry at all, except for the void sent slaughter bots and all of the machina that you have roaming wild. Take your time and chat with whomever you like. As for me, I've got perfectly innocuous and not at all nefarious things to do. Bye now. Right then, let's get on with the investigation. Both are accompanying me. Look, they even have an etherite here. Yep. An etherite? A convenient tool for meeting with their Charlene co-conspirators, no doubt. Oh, Oh, they'll tell you aetherites were an elegant invention, but it was really just one of the many alien technological secrets received in exchange for their undying loyalty. Link pearls too. Be careful what you say on those private calls. The Charlians are always listening. It's common knowledge that it's not private. It's common knowledge that anyone can eavesdrop on a Link Pearl call. Oh, I often stretch my legs out there under the stars, but can't say I've noticed anything out of the ordinary. Sorry. Not to worry, we'll try our luck elsewhere. Thank you. Furry-faced liars, the lot of them. They're probably hiding an entire fleet of alien attack craft. Boy, that's a big fan. It must get hot in here. A propulsion engine? Of course, this is no mere moon. You know, the satellite upon which we stand was never a natural celestial body, right? It was a grand fabrication of the ancients. Well, at least he's getting that part right. They were in contact with aliens even back then. Not really. But the purpose of their ambitious construction has eluded us. Until now, it's obvious that the moon is a colossal starfaring vessel. Well, at least he's getting something right. Oh, ever since we built the Excitotron 6000, we get all kinds of people around here. Could you describe your missing friend in a bit more detail? Well, he's very gentlemanly and dapper, if you look past the almost certainly tattered state of his clothing. Though their fashion sense can be a bit eclectic, our visiting adventurers are always dressed impeccably. Not to be rude, but I have a feeling your friend would have stood out in that crowd. He's probably strapped to a table somewhere even as we speak, enduring unspeakable experiments. From what I've pieced together so far, the giant alien is the master, and all these smaller Xeno bunnies are artificial life forms created to serve as minions in his armies. Their harmless appearance is part of the strategy. As soon as you let your guard down, snap, they take you down like a pack of tiny herbivorous wolves. Dorian has some interesting theories, doesn't he? Being nibbled to death by a mob of cuddly bunnies doesn't sound like a bad way to go. Oh dear. No gentleman in ragged clothes, I'm afraid, but I did spot an object in flight that I couldn't immediately identify. It was while I was out gathering materials in the south of Mare Lamentorum. I presumed it was just some elegant relic or new species of floating jellyfish, and didn't think too much of it. Cool, now that sounds promising. Thank you for your time. What's this then? A pod for growing new Xeno bunnies? They must plan to produce them in the millions and overwhelm us with their sheer fuzzy numbers. It's a sleeping chamber. How could I have been so blind? Those aren't ears, they're psychic wave generators. They lure people close with their precious little faces and then bam, brainwashed. I've figured it all out, alien scum, and once the world reads my special edition, your dreams of domination will be done for. Ha! What a strange and oddly aggravating man. Is he a friend of yours too? He thinks he's a friend to the people, but I don't think any people are his friends. Right, let's get out of here and find that flying object. Do you know which direction is south? Wait, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me alone with the brainwashing Xeno bunnies. Well, they did try to abduct me once and lock me in a closet, but yeah. I'm not sure how to describe what I saw, but you'll know it when you see it. I could fly myself, or Argos. Let's go. It's 6 to 1, half dozen of the other. So many stars, like a million twinkling teeth and a great big gentlemanly smile. We have to find him, Myrokos. There's Delium. How could you leave me behind? Surely you know the first rule of alien hunting is never split the party. Because honestly, we wanted some time alone from you. Search for the flying object. You move the camera in and out, blah blah blah. Oh, there it is. I can't move. I literally cannot move. I found it, but I couldn't move the camera over to it. Ah, there it is. And there it goes. Come on, we can't let it get away. We did it, Myrokos. We found the inspector. Case closed. Horrendous. Only aliens could subject a man to such a callous and physically implausible fate. No, this is par for the course. Although that many... are my eyes playing tricks on me, or did you see a whole field of planted Hildibrands? Well, well, what a delightful surprise to see you here, wherever here happens to be. My, what an impressive specimen of a gentleman you are, good sir. The same could be said of you, my good man. Is this an extemporaneous gentleman's club? If I may be so bold as to join you. What in the name of the occult is happening here? Where did they all come from? The phantom Hildibrands created by the refraction of starlight through swamp gas. Could be their Hildibrand clones grown in an alien laboratory's flesh vats. Imposters, you mean? Don't worry, I know how to just how to find the real inspector. Cease and desist, Nashu. Use your powers of distraction. They're also authentic and synchronized. I honestly can't tell the difference. Well, look no further, for I am the one and only Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry and Inspector Extraordinaire. The one and only, I believe that would be me, good sir. How odd, I think you'll find that I am the original Hildibrand. Oh, I am more than certain that I am Hildibrand. As am I. Oh dear. Could it be that we're all Hildibrand? How positively marvelous. I propose we celebrate this auspicious moment as only a mob of Manderville men can. 'Tis, 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 What manner of waking nightmare is this? Apologies for the confusion, my friends. I assure you that this time you stand in the presence of the inimitable Hildibrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville. And this diminutive blue chap here is my new associate, Master Poo Poo. Another alien species, apparently. Of course, you're building a clone army to invade our star, and what we stumbled upon was a field test. I do not believe we've had the pleasure, my excitable fellow, but I promise you that the amicable Master Poo Poo has no desire to wage any clone wars. Then, what's this all about? Are you telling me you weren't abducted? A simple misunderstanding. Oh, what a charming little rascal you are, an offshoot of the Mandragora family, perchance. I'll leave that as is. Who? I see. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Master Poo Poo. Might I inquire as to our current whereabouts? I had but recently reunited with Nashu and Myrokos and would greatly appreciate it if you could convey me back to my prior location. Splendid. Full speed ahead, my dear fellow. Steady now, on now. This is not what I had in mind. My word, you've generated a veritable battalion of identical gentlemen. Surely the world could never safely contain so much pure Mandervillian magnificence. Could you perchance reverse the process? Uh-oh. one got away. Oh gods, no, not like that. Wait, was that a computer chip? In the saucer? Thus I have concluded that Master Poo-Poo has no grasp of the common tongue, and his true intentions, while surely peaceable, remain woefully unclear. It was only through frenzied gestures that I managed to direct him back here and have him clean up our Manderville multiplicity incident. Except one... Poo-Poo, I hail Poo-Poo-Poo from a star Poo-Poo a great distance from here. I came in search of a friend whose communications halted mid-exploration. All this way to aid a comrade in distress, you say? The devotion, the determination, your touching story has sunk its hooks into my heart. Fear not, my blue-hued friend, for I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have attached myself to this case like a stubborn barnacle on a kraken's behind. I swear to you here and now, I shall scour all of creation from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for the missing comrade that you so desperately seek. I'm glad that you're here to help ward off any more Poo-Poo misunderstandings. Master Poo-Poo's eyes make me feel dizzy like swirls that go round and around and around and around and around. An entirely new species of alien. The next issue of The Truth will need to be a special double edition. Tell me, Myrokos, how is it that you are able to understand Master Poo-Poo's language, the Echo? The power of echoes? Ah, you mean persistent repetition. It sounds similar to the Manderville art of parley. Not quite. You're saying you have an extrasensory ability that allows communication with aliens? How fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Pending mysteries aside, I am glad indeed to once more be in the company of my faithful assistant and stalwart contemporary both. The imperfect gentleman, unfazed by events that would shatter the mind of a lesser man, Hildibrand stands ready to begin his next case. So begins the case of the silent correspondent. Not to rain on your parade, but my friend who was somewhere on your star stopped sending messages is not a lot to go on. I've spent years investigating the existence of aliens, and recent experiences notwithstanding, they are not that easy to find. Then you don't know Inspector Hildibrand. He'll solve this case as he solved countless others with unerring perception and panache. Ah, ha ha ha, well said, Nashu. I need but relinquish conscious thought to investigative instinct, and the clues will flow to me forthwith. Lose yourself in the deductive current, Inspector. You're channeling, aren't you? Contacting a higher power to breach the veil of mystery. Another fascinating development. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over. Thought you'd like to know that I spotted that chap you were asking about. You know, the well-muscled gentleman with tattered clothing and dazzling teeth. You mean this gentleman? We found him too. Well, that can't be right. I just saw him in the north of Mare Lamentorum. He ran the other way when I called out. I don't understand how he could have arrived before me. I have a feeling, Mr. Bunny, sir, that what you saw was an imposter. Myrokos, would you mind asking Master Poo-Poo if he was growing any more inspectors on the moon? Poo-Poo, I only created a single batch, but one did manage to escape the vaporization beam. That individual's behavior was unpredictable, a flaw in the cloning process, I'm afraid. Well, this won't do at all. We cannot have a flawed inspector running around besmirching the Manderville name. Master Poo-Poo, I must ask that we hunt down and liquidate my other self as soon as possible. Might we delay the search for your comrade until the deed is done? Poo-Poo, the imperfect clone was of my making. It is only right that I redress my mistake first. So begins the case of the imposter inspector. Oh, that does sound exciting. If you don't mind me coming along, I can show you the place where I saw the imposter inspector. My ship's matter duplication facility is prone to the occasional glitch. I should probably have that looked at. She's fallen asleep again. I wonder what other nefarious abilities this so-called amicable alien is hiding. It was right around here. I espy with my little eye no dashingly defective gentleman. He can't have made it that far on foot. Why don't we try searching the immediate area, scan the horizon, that sort of thing. Then I will suggest we split up so we can cover more ground. Nashu, Myrokos, and I will investigate to the west. Right, I'll take these other two and head east. Splitting the party again, and you're leaving me with the aliens? Oh, relax, Bright Eyes. We'll have a nice chat, and I can disabuse you of all those strange conspiratorial notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here. Let us be on our way as well, with Myrokos in the van, if you please. dialogue box. By dialogue circle must talk. Dialogues in dialogue circle. Behold this sublime vista. 'Tis as if the moon herself breathes beneath our feet. Oh, look down there. They have their very own hot spring. My dear Nashu, what you are observing is no hot spring, but a natural reservoir of ceruleum. With such a resource to hand, it is no wonder they can afford these palatial residences. I'm so glad you're here to educate me, Inspector. I was about to take a quick soak. I looked in. Okay. Okay. Nothing new. Yeah. Oh, come on. Ooh, a hammer struck thinker. The goldsmithing hammer is lodged in the thinker's carcass. It appears to have been dealt a single swift killing blow. Boy, the bugs grow big up here, don't they? This hammer, surely it cannot be. Nay, it does not bear thinking about. Come along, nothing to see here. What, you upset your dad's up here? With a dazzling display of stars. Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen the night sky so clearly. Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been up here. How much longer until dawn breaks, do you think? Another hammer. Another goldsmithing hammer, another killing blow that bespeaks unparalleled strength. Oh, it looks like he's yawning. The hammer stuck in his head spoils the effect, though. He cannot be here. Why would he be here? That's a goldsmithing tool, isn't it? It does look awfully familiar. And yet completely unrelated to our case. Moving on, people. Moving on. A set of gentlemanly tracks leads to the northwest. Aha! In the sand, in the snow, or in a half-ilm of moon dust, I'd recognize those fancy footprints anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive imposter must be just up ahead. I sense a gentlemanly presence. He's close. Very close. No clones in the northeastern quadrant that we could see. Oh, that's clever. Mr. Poo-Poo can scout for us from the air. Ah, I found me. Why? Why did I flee? He seems sad, downcast, very uninspector-like. A flawed creation, to be sure. Such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true Mandeville man. Uh-oh. It's him. Praise Thal for his patience. 'Twould seem my beloved Hildy has been awoken from his unnatural slumber. Oh. Abandoning my gentleman comrades to save myself, my pride in worse tatters than my maltreated wardrobe. My fatherly love denied? Unthinkable, unless that is not my son. Oh dear. Another of me survived? I'll not turn tail and run this time. No, sir. Hildibrand to the rescue. and around as fast as I can. I can't slow down. I'm a Mandrill man. Oh. Yep. Hmm? What the? Okay. Now I know I'm dreaming. That can't possibly be real. Ah, that was meant as a little... that was a little something we prepared to welcome the people of Aetheris. I almost forgot it was still there. The barrage appears to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Please be sure to pick up your litter before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know. Oh-ho. Hildibrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Mandeville, how glad am I to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy. I only stand before you thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my bedside, and to Myrokos, who ferried my soul back from across the rift. My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. To you, Master Poopoo, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. But if there is aught I can do to help effect repairs, you have only to ask. Poopoo, my vessel experienced a temporary malfunction, but there was no major structural damage. It brings me relief and joy to hear it. And might I have a word, Myrokos? I had actually come to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thal's good grace, my quest has been successful. The ore, however, is but the first step in a longer saga. Meet me back at in Radzatan, and I will explain the role I wish you to play. Yes, I think it best we make the journey starwards. Well, we'll not find Master Poo-Poo's friend from up here unless someone packed an extremely efficacious spyglass. Anybody? No? Then home it is. For years, I've chased after the supernatural and the inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in so short a span of time, my mind still reels from the implications. Yet I must keep my gaze focused beyond the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. Now begins the hard work of compiling my notes into a structured account of events. There is so much to say, I may need to stretch this over several articles. See, I told you I recognize those hammers. The good inspector never forgets a tool. Poo-Poo, you needn't worry about the clones returning to plague you. The vaporization ray disassembles matter on a molecular level. How lovely to be back on the star of my birth. Father did not tarry to chat, but said something about returning here with a trusted employee. While we've no time for further familiar pleasantries, Nasha and I must devote all our mental energies to the case of the silent correspondent. My keen inspector sense impels me to begin our search in that direction. Make haste, my companions, for justice waits for no man, not even one who is little and blue. Inspector, wait. Can't justice make an exception for me? His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating, yes. Most fascinating indeed. Myrokos, forgive me, I seem to have been laboring under a misconception. After spending some time with the Xenobunnies, it has become clear to me that they have not the slightest intent of invading our star. They are no threat to us. Well, he's made progress there. But he is, you know of whom I speak, that devious Master Poo-Poo and his diabolical devices devised solely for world domination. Oh dear. I shall have to investigate him further to learn the intricacies of his plans, but I may require your aid, not to mention your interpretation. I'll even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me on my quest for the truth. Ah, there they are. Ah, Myrokos, my apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business, then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. Oh. The recreation of the historically significant and astronomically magnificent Mandaril weapons. They were the designs of a distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the manual containing the secrets of their construction survived, a precious heirloom passed down through generations of Mandarils. Why the sudden passion for weaponsmithing? Aren't your hammers built for hammering gold? 'Tis true that that as a goldsmith I've had little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project and why now, you may very well ask, then I shall very well tell you. The tale begins not so long ago. I was here in Ranzatan to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter in question was an acquisition proposal. Alas, the talks soured, so I made preparations to depart. It was then that the sky burst into flame. You know all too well the horrors that followed. Oh, so he was here when the final days came to Ranzatan. Interesting. You know all too well what the horrors that followed. I did my best to defend the citizenry from the beasts which spawned. Yet I could not save them all. Saved far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard the news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish this evil at its source. You forged on in the face of deepest despair, and it gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Godbird Mandeville do to safeguard the people of this star? Thus did I realize that I had both the knowledge and skill to forge the greatest of weapons, that I might empower others to protect themselves and their fellow man. So I began going down the list, acquiring the necessary materials and single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest mandirium ore, a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring impact sites and consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. Then, when none was to be found on Heidelin, I set my sights on the moon, where I at last obtained a sizable sample. Now I say at last, but the list of materials goes on. If I'm to collect the rest in a timely fashion, I must employ the help of a comrade of quality. When you can, spare a moment of adventuring or aid my dear son in his inspecting. Pray drop a word in the ear of my manservant here. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the recreation of a Mandeville weapon forthwith. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Ranzatan. Okay. Who's that? Wait, it's the black mysterious person. From A Realm Reborn in particular. Sound the alarm, a prisoner is escaping. Please note that upon completing the quest, make it a mandrel. You will see the mandrel weapon for Black Mage. Master Taylor, how wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Mandeville's weaponsmithing endeavor is highly appreciated. Regarding said endeavor, we've borrowed a corner of the High Crucible in which to base our crafting station. If you would be so kind as to follow me. Our humble base of operations. You will no doubt be coming back and forth many times in the days ahead, so I strongly suggest that you attune to the city Ethernet if you've not already done so. Otherwise, I trust you are all set to proceed. One moment whilst I inform Lord Mandeville of your arrival. Welcome, Myrokos. Welcome. With your stalwart assistance added into the mix, I have every confidence that this adventure in forging will be a complete success. And so let us begin with a detailed exposition of the history of Mandeville weaponry. First of all, when I say Mandeville weaponry, what I refer to is the series of masterpieces crafted by the legendary artisan Hildibrand Mandeville, the first Lord of House Mandeville. Made with mystical mandirium, these purportedly pureless ornaments are perhaps our most prized treasures, or at least they were until someone misplaced them. Terrible housekeeping, that. Fortunately, the time-worn manual in which Hildibrand penned his secrets is both intact and still within our possession. Thus, with that precious family heirloom in hand and a ready supply of purest ore, I intend to recreate what was lost. The work, however, cannot proceed without a few more key ingredients. I should like to call upon you to procure said materials, as well as provide a seasoned adventurer's perspective on the fruits of our labor. Excellent. I knew I could count on you. As a goldsmith, crafting weaponry is akin to venturing into unknown territory, and I would place my trust only in the most proficient guides. Speaking of which, may I introduce one of the very best in the business. Come on over, my friend. Oh, it's Geralt. Bloody hells, I had a feeling you were the adventurer his lordship mentioned was helping out. Like a fly on shite when you catch a whiff of shiny new weapons, ain't ya? You don't seem too eager to be here. Come on, this'll be fun. Oh, aye, like a barrel full of plague-ridden Pisces. Look at this gill-addled dandy I'm forced to hammer for. I'd rather drag me stones across hot coals than forge yet another rich old bastard's trinkets. Is that the way of it, then? I contacted Rowena hoping to employ the talents of Eorzea's finest smith. But as you clearly have no interest in providing me with your services, I shall hire another artisan. We can put this talk of stones and coals behind us. Wait, you've got me all wrong, your lordship. That was just a bit of Smitty humor. To lighten the mood, I would be honored to work on your trinket Mandeville weapon. So here's the thing. I already spent the coin This job will bring me on some right fancy bottles of Thavnarian liquor. I can't afford not to do it. So that means we're back in business, yes? Marvelous. Aye, it's bloody splendid, it is. Your crew is all present and accounted for. So let's get to smithing. There is not I'd like to do more. Presently, however, there are 3 conundrums which stand between us and making any Mandeville armament a reality. First of these is devising of a method for working the Mandurium. From what I've been able to decipher from the manual, the process is quite demanding. You just leave that to old Geralt. I've yet to meet a metal I can't beat into shape. Oh, then I shall cede that chore to your artisanal ingenuity. The second is the crafting of ornamentation, which will amplify the weapon's etheric intensity. If it's a sturdy blade you need, then I'm your man. Fiddly bits and decoration are not me Smith and wheelhouse. And 'tis fortunate that fiddling with bits is most assuredly mine, though it shall no doubt be a challenge. Creating suitably exquisite adornments is a task well suited to me and my goldsmithing hammer. As for the third and final problem, launching for resolution, we require a vial of Exalamanderville. If one has access to an industrial-sized alchemical furnace, it should be possible to extract the superlative mineral oil from Mandurium-rich meteorites. Assuming I've understood what I heard of the process, this Exalamandra What's-it oil is key to maximizing ethereal conductivity. And thanks to the good graces of the High Crucible, we have the extraction apparatus we require right here. All that remains is to collect 3 or so goodly chunks of Mandurium meteorite. That will be your charge, Myrokos. Oh great, do I have to run something? Right then, I will see about preparing materials for my share of the workload. And I'll start stoking the flames. Sounds like we'll need them nice and hot. Yep. Oh, Rowena asked me to tell you something. It seems like one of her lackeys has also bloody conveniently set up shop over by the Aetherite and just might have the meteorite chunks we need. Last by the name of Jabruna, I think it was, could save you some searching, but she sure as shite ain't giving out sky rocks for free. So it's that. You must be the famous Myrokos. Mistress Serena said to expect you and to assist with any procurement requests. Mandurium meteorite? Why, yes, we happen to have cornered the market on that particular asset. Only so many of them fall from the sky, you see, and collectors offer top gill for such rarities. In your case, however, I've been instructed to request payment in an alternative currency. See it with me now. Tomestones. Allegan tomestones. The going rate is 500 tomestones of causality. For 1 chunk of Mandirium meteorite. I'll be here whenever you're ready to make the trade. Fortunately, I had those. Well, don't just stand there with your thumb up your arse. Let's see the goods. Let's see, this fist-sized hunk of meteorite contains rich deposits of exceedingly rare Mandirium ore, provides a small quantity of mineral oil when subjected to a unique extraction and refinement process. These are proper sky rocks and no mistake. Godbird's not back yet, but I reckon we can get a head start on extracting that special oil of his. Bugger, this might as well be cooking grease for all the conductivity it's got. I must have botched one of the steps, but which one? Pretty sure I followed them instructions to the damn letter. There was no fault in your process, Master Geralt. Oh, then how do you explain this bottle of weak piss sitting on me anvil? It has yet to undergo the final treatment, an advanced oil pressing technique passed down through generations of Manderville lubricant enthusiasts. It'll take more than some enthusiastic oil pressing to bring this liquid up to snuff. O ye of little faith, observe. Ye gods, man, what in the hells are you stripping down to your small clothes for? I should have known you were just some degenerate fop. Patience, Master Geralt. This is merely the prelude. Behold the mighty squats of a Manderville man. That should be enough to get the juices flowing. Now to demonstrate the aforementioned technique. A single drop of potently empowered Manderville perspiration. Ye gods, it's full of stars. But that doesn't change anything. You're still just an eccentric old bugger prancing about it and sweating on things. Maybe so, but look closer, Master Geralt. Thus is the Salamanderville made ready. What do you mean, ready? All you did was add your drippings. But bugger me. It ain't possible. Don't suppose you're gonna explain this, are you? One does not simply reveal the tricks of one's trade, especially long-guarded family traditions. As a fellow professional, I'm sure you understand. I will makes no difference to me. Wouldn't be caught dead doing them creepy poses. Bracing banter aside, I do believe this puts us in possession of all the necessary components. It's time to shine, Master Geralt. Oh, I'll shine, alright. You're a cut above the average craftsman, I'll grant you that, but you've still got a few rungs to climb. Best shield your eyes, gents, because my work is positively blinding. Success, just as I predicted. That way there is a collaborative masterpiece. The Manderville Rod. That I would live to see my ancestors' wondrous forge work created. You've made me a happy Manderville man, Myrokos. Let us not break out the bubbly booze just yet, your lordship. We've got a ways to go before we can call our work finished. Master Geralt is quite right. I've neglected to properly explain that this is but the first stage of a much grander creation, the bare bones of the weaponry, if you will. Aye, now begins the endless chore of refinement, which means I'll be stuck here for gods know how long. I am loath to monopolize your time, my good blacksmith, but the manual is written in a most confounding cipher. I am not even certain when I will finish decoding the next step in the process. So I'm to sit idle then? At least have a few bottles of quality liquor to keep me company, hehe. A regrettable yet unavoidable delay. Let us reconvene when the manual has given up its secrets, shall we? Meanwhile, I leave the weaponry in your battle-hardened hands. When next we meet, your report of its performance will be indispensable in guiding our improvements. And should you wish to experiment with a different variety of Manderville weapon, then this highly trained House Manderville artisan is at your service. I've imparted to him the necessary techniques for facilitating this initial stage of crafting. He requires only a contribution of Mandirium meteorite to forge a weapon of your choosing. Another near-naked bastard. What do you Manderville folk have against trousers? Oh ho ho ho. You know what? I don't even want to know. Just leave the smithing to me. When I do a job, I do it right. Very well then, I shall return anon. I am most eager to see the next stage of our masterpiece take shape. A repeatable quest is now available. For other jobs, changing the desired job, blah blah blah. Okay. So in this sense, it's just like both, yeah. And with that, let's see. So with that, I've got the first stage of the Black Mage weapon. If you like what you see at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. I think I'll take a break here because I'm starting to feel a little tired, and it's nearing 3 hours. So with that, I shall see you anon, friends.